got the first day of trying to learn Blender scripting. I have the scripting panel up here, and I've been editing it in VS Code, and it's the generative art file. So this line deletes everything that is already there. So it's very convenient when I want to reset the scene. Then here I have building, which is just setting a floor, and this floor is going to be using the sand material from the Polygon add-on, which is what you see here. Then after that, we have setting a good view location. I did this by experimenting with the view location in Blender. And then I have the camera view, which I use number pad 0 to fix. And as you can see, this is the what it looks like when I'm not using a camera, and this is what it looks like with the camera. And I had to go to do edit and preferences and do input and emulate numpad because I don't have numpad. Okay, so after that I have this camera adding script. This is the camera that I added, and this is like defining the various points. I also experimented. I experimented to find these values for the camera, and then I experimented with different types of lighting because the sun was too harsh. I ended up doing this studio lighting setup, which is key light, fill light, and another fill light. The exact rotation of the fill light and the backlight probably needs to be tweaked a bit more, but right now I'm pretty okay with what I have. I think I wanted to swap one of these, but I can't quite remember, so I'm just going with the one that I currently have. Yeah, I definitely wanted to move one of these to use like the other one's coordinates, I believe, but the location is already swapped, so this one like requires more thought. And now I have setting the render engine because Cycles is prettier. Then this is the classic cube that I got from this creative, I think it's called Artistic Coding in Blender. So this video by David Mignot, who has like some really fancy artwork, and this is what I want to work up to learning. And okay, so what it does is it spaces the cubes a little bit further apart than they have to be because they are size 2, and they have X and Y, so they are basically going to be set 10 this direction, 10 this direction. And what I've added is a correction to center, which just takes the total amount of space they would fill, and then I bring them back a bit so that everything is going to be centered on 0. And this is adding a primitive cube, which is just like every time we iterate, it's going to add a cube in that correct XY direction location. And then we have the material. So I have it randomly assigning materials, and it's going to be either one of these 2 materials, and I have it going down until it comes up halfway through. So what you can see here is what I've managed to produce in today. And I can reload from disk and generate a different set of cubes. So you can see this is like a slightly different set of cubes, and I can actually change some of these things. So right now I have 0.5, but that's not as unique. I could try 0.7 for example, and I would usually change it in here because otherwise I won't have it my Copilot running. So I'm just going to reload from disk and run again. You can see now there are more black cubes than yellow cubes, and I think that looks kind of good. If I wanted to see the camera, I would just press 0, and here we have it going. So last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to render this animation because I kind of want to see. So I can definitely tell that the lighting is not as beautiful as I want it to be, but I'm pretty okay with what I've made for the effort of a few hours. And I'm going to save this once it's done. For now, I'm going to call this cube animations. Cube animations. Blend, save, blend, file. Okay.